Всем привет, с вами я, Рока, и сегодня мы будем продолжать играть в Genshin Impact. Вот, наконец-таки у нас хотя бы первое событие, которое мне доступно. Наконец-то. Сегодня мы будем в него играть. А еще я узнал то, что как на Эль в просмотре вкладки талантов стоит Сахароза. Вот. Блаш. Что ты можешь мне предложить за мою мору? Ничего, ну и ладно. А ты, Сара? Кам. Кам. Ладно. Сосисок 106. Странно, что мы отдельно не можем есть сосиски. Это меня так удивляет. Да, вчера я как-то запоролся, когда закрывал стрим, 30 минут, блин, пропустил. Вот всегда так, вот выключаю микрофон и говорю. Когда микрофон включен, молчу, как рыба. Ну давайте события. Чего? Мне надо альбедо закончить. Ладно. Значит, недоступно. Супер. Что ты тут делаешь, мальчик?
Sister Rosaria! So here you are! Choir practice is about to...
I've told you already, I don't go in for that kind of thing. I've got more important matters to attend to.
Oh, but this event has commemorative significance. The church hopes that all sisters will be present.
Hopes? That's odd, because I don't recall a fulfill the hopes of others clause in my job description.
I mean, sure, but...
But what? You're the event organizer, aren't you? Do you not find it the least bit odd?
What do you mean?
This far out from Mondstadt at this hour? Even if you set out right now, I'll wager you'd still miss the opening ceremony. Who knows? Maybe this is someone's grand plan to make a fool out of you.
Huh? Well, that can't be.
Evidence decides what people are like, not your feelings. Maybe you're a little too trusting of other people. Don't fret, nobody's gonna blame you if you go back empty-handed. I can't imagine anyone else was delusional enough to think I was gonna show up. But if you dally any longer, you really won't make it.
You're right. It's a very important commemorative event. If I'm late, then... right, I've gotta get going.
Seems like that sister's an expert in making people believe anything she wants.
I thought I heard something. Who are you and why are you eavesdropping?
We'd better watch out. She seems like a dangerous villain. Or a trickster at that.
Oh, really? I'm a member of the long-standing Favonius Church. You're an eavesdropping pixie from who knows where. And you think I'm the trickster?
Wait, she heard that? Paimon was whispering so quiet.
And as for this outlander you seem to be following... So it's you, the honorary knight that saved us from Storm Terror. Well then, given your status, I won't press you on your reasons. Otherwise, depending on your answer, I could have arrested you on the spot.
What? Do the Sisters of Mondstadt have the authority?
We can't go turning a blind eye to hidden dangers, can we? Why shouldn't sisters have a sense of justice?
That doesn't sound right. But Paimon can't think of a good comeback.
Talk about you. What are you doing in the mountains? If it's him you're after, I made a point of noting his tracks.
То есть, это просто совпадение, то, что у меня одна миссия с Розарией в горах и другая миссия с Розарией в горах.
Many people have made their way up after the snowstorm. Let's hope they're still there.
Или... Подожди-ка. Не-не-не. Это до этого было, ладно.
So, are you also looking for him?
No, this is just a professional habit of mine. I sensed elemental traces in these tracks. Never hurts to be vigilant. I couldn't care what you think. Come on then. I'd like to see what he's up to anyway.
Rosaria said there were elemental traces in the tracks. They should show up pretty clearly with elemental sight.
Да, это просто...
You know, little pixie, your ability to appear and disappear at will is very interesting.
Yeah?
After committing a crime, you'd be able to leave the scene without a trace.
You're so suspicious. Why is Paimon a criminal in your example? It's getting colder and colder. Rosaria, aren't you freezing?
Me? I'm all right. I got used to operating in adverse conditions a long time ago.
Huh? Seems like there's more to being a sister in the Favonius Church than Paimon realized. that Albedo? Why would he hang around a place?
The word on the street is he loves painting. He'll hang around anywhere for a good landscape. The views and scenery here are pretty good. Potential paintings everywhere you look.
But can't he see those hilly churros? Isn't he? Uh-oh. Looks like we startled them. Enough talk. Let's take them out of the picture first.
Leave it all to me.
Who are you? Why did you alarm them? Thank the gods I'd already completed my painting. Would have been a shame to leave these particular hilly trails unfinished.
What's up with painting hilly churros? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my painting, it may give you a clue.
Wow! Look at the detail! But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly trails anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this specimen. The build, the coat, and there's a distinct force at work here. In the cyclical lives of such primitive communities, such unique attributes are an indication of evolution at work. Evolution, the transition from nothing into existence, from the known to the
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina. We found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? What a weirdo.
So Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems...
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. You came from afar. From another world. Excellent. If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I be?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
You're right. Giving a demonstration would be better than... For example, awakening life. Breathing new life into fallen leaves.
Блин, может одного альбеда хватит, чтобы одну трусть превратить в
You
листья.
can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has... It's like you, in that it hails from another world. Helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out...
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the... But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you, I may just be able to find a way to get the seed to sprout.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
It's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety. Time for a change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
Я помню в одних из рассказов то, что вечно за нами следят.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mon...
Я помню, Сахароз, это в историях рассказывалось, то, что Сахароза ставила опыты на своем этом глазе-боге. Причем серьезные опыты. Удивительно то, что у нее глаз-бога не забрали. Хотя Винти добрый. Поэтому, может, и не забрал.
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into...
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the after awakening. Even creation may be possible. Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But what's the seed gonna become? Isn't that more interesting than...
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
Yay! Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I, occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at.
Закли, что ли, или Сахароза? Сахароза, в принципе, тоже эльф.
The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person. How you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth stomach? Things of that nature. Fascinating. And this floating child is connected to your body in some way?
Летающее дитя.
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
I was merely considering the possibility that you were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you. Oh, that rules out that possibility. I wonder, did Paimon guide the elemental power to you? But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springfield to flow backwards.
Ой, Паймон плохо. Тогда это означало, что своей силой Паймон способен пробить валу толщиной до 10 метров или за 100.
No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the human. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in the research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answer. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine.
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be...
А мне разве не на путешественницу надо было переключиться бы? И дали бы мне, блин, лучше бы...
As a dutiful maid would. Someone needs assistance. to me. Go, go, Baron Buddy! Let it rain.
Что я этим сделал? А, только конечный урон повысил.
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary? If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready. Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract if the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Try not to worry. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason, that's a bad sign. Yes, that's an excellent way to think about it. Before we get started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. All going to plan, we should be able to begin
Paimon's still got a few. Let's keep our eyes open.
Here. Should do for catalyst purposes. This one. Usable with a bit of polish. What luck. This should be enough. My campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
Чё-то мне страшно за люмин. О, сосна, точно, нам нужна сосна.
Someone needs assistance.
А, так вот чей этот лагерь, я-то думаю.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collect. While we are waiting, have a look over here. My assistant Timaeus here is helping me with my research. I'm guessing you may have...
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment.
Whoa! Look at all the data!
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes. Consider. You don't have a vision, but you can manipulate. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a...
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of a cryoregis vine, or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already. If it turned out that she did have a phylogenetic relationship with this world... Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're...
Great, I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deeply if you feel unwell. I've just tried some. It's in line with my expectations. Remember to keep calm at all times, and breathe deep. I'll be noting down all observable results and data.
Doesn't sound very rigorous.
А, я же прокачал эту... Как ее? Эмбер. Забыл. А нормально то, что я загорелся?
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face. You said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What's it?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is, but if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drink some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the... undesirable. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. For example, A human can't understand the life of a pyroregisvine or an eye of the storm. Have I explained it clearly enough? To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without... Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could...
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. You gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me. But starting with the premise of an elemental life form? Now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory.
Is he trying to join the Knights? He's starting to sound like a suck-up. What Paimon meant to say was... That's the spirit! Mr. Albedo, say something!
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to... If you're interested, why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
О, то, что здесь теперь стоит алхимический стол, то хорошо. В чем прикол, то что я могу их создавать, если... В чем прикол, то что я могу создавать золотые предметы, если я их не могу использовать? Мне 50-й ранг нужен, чтобы улучшить.
Here comes Albedo! Let's go see him!
An elemental life form from another world. As soon as Albedo's research will see...
I'm back. Did you see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or even everyone. So, leaving elements to one side. Do you possess any... I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last time. In other words, time for the next experiment. No. You shan't be required to. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
That was your best effort? Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished.
Cooking? Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist stuff.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me, it's also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
Paimon bets you're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the result. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem.
Да, поймать за нашу ржу.
Elemental power into the food. Maybe try the willpower thing again.
Так.
Where does it get these ideas from anyway? Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
Может, на алхимическом столе. Где солнечная рыба? А вот она.
I'll catch up.
That was fast. Look. An average outcome experimentally, but you've really brought out the flavor. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours.
Эффект дупликации. Мне шо тебе бонус надо было?
Unless... Could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you. And you're right, we are good friends. You have good friends too.
Yes, I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, there are all manner of alchemical items here. Keeping them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis.
Paimon's barely finished eating, and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, a superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing, I must have dropped them somewhere in the air.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use element... This must be electrohypostasis powder! The extract of an animo crystal fly can only be animo elemental energy, right?
Goodness, you managed to find them. I'm wondering, this elemental sight...
Yep, guess it does sort of count.
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is so, only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean, we failed it?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations. Besides, getting these items back, I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental Right then. Up until now, our research has focused on your otherworldly identity. Our research on your identity as one of us is just beginning. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual... Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing? And if you jump from here and landed on that cliff, the one over there... So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into 1,000,000 fragments? Then could you see her? Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Still in one piece! Good thing the vial's so strong.
Ладно. Ну тут есть. Твои там, мать. То работает, то не работает. Как это определить?
Someone needs assistance.
You want us to...
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my comparative analysis.
The opposite side of the lake. So, we're gonna be swimming?
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, every detail is invaluable to the research. Then if you would, please, I eagerly await the results.
Wait a minute! While we're busy testing, what exactly are you gonna be doing?
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing, emotional support.
So if we do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh! Forget Paimon said anything.
Great work. I've never seen a performance quite like your reputation precedes you, traveler. The data shows that you're easily outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat!
Me? Actually, I used alchemy. If it turns out that the natural laws of Tevat do not affect you, I should be able to make various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong. If the natural laws of Tevat do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such a... The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights...
But how does this help your research?
You've helped me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. When we return to the campsite, I should be able to show you something interesting. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. Gold, petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feeling... I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown trends, all these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to paint those hilly churros? Because you got to see something new and interesting?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be, like, boring to you?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me, and I will remember this friendship now. Before we head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other...
I'll catch up.
Ну, давай.
I imagine you
А,
must
так
have
вот как
encountered
воду
more than a
брать.
few conundrums. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. Much as we did, I'd like you to explore these ruins and There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, as with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action I wish to observe. A tried and tested adventurer, So, let's see you in action. Start... Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you. It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
That's more like it. Bet you can't keep up with me. Bet you can't keep up with me. I'll race you there.
А, ладно. Ладно, хорошо, сюда тоже.
Go as one. Go as one. Go as one.
Steady as stone.
That's cheating.
Так, все, я ставлю хутал, потому что эти ледяные слаймы меня задолбали.
Send one.
Эй. Забирайся.
should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when
я
we
думал,
do
как
is
эту
something
воду
I'm looking
убрать?
forward to finding out. Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased. We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this? To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail.
Another thing for the don't understand list. Unsolvable mystery this, weird experiment. Seems like if you want the reward, you gotta pay the price.
I've truly gained a lot from all this. Comparatively. The little reward let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back, I may just have a fleeting miracle for you to witness.
Paimon's kinda looking forward to seeing the results of all this. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the camp.
Not so fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on.
You didn't...
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling-sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor. Taking orders from a complete stranger? Drinking anonymous potions? I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding.
Sister Rosaria's guard's so high, she can't even see over the top of it.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna do?
I've got to hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are the...
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy. This is now a locate. Now then, all things considered, I deem that, which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
Overtime.
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice. Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time. You made a lot of rash decisions today.
She's gone! So stubborn. Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh.
Блять. А багровых... Ой, красных... Алых кварцев здесь нет. Как мне вот эту хрень разбить-то? Ой, телепорт здесь остался. А, блядь, здесь был телепорт, я и забыл. Как тебя разбить? Сколько этого телепорта здесь осталось? А, один день.
Someone needs assistance. Someone needs assistance.
You're back. Good timing. You took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back? Time for the results. We got a myriad of data today. And it was very difficult to finish all the but the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is... you're very much like a human from this world.
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
1,5 часа, а я хотел события проходить.
Please, I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural hostility to Outlanders? I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small merit. The only other life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. But after I observed you, imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa! It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem. And is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself?
Aww.
It would seem that that's as far as we go. A
Paimon thought, with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever. And it didn't even have...
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection. So, do you understand what I meant about us conversing here arguably being a small miracle?
Things feel a little heavy right now. Don't be sad. You've got Paimon to look after. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both. Even if dispelling loneliness is not essential for life, it certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit your help again? Well, I made a point throughout of telling her how ordinary the results were. But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of Earth are bound by its imperfections, but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy it, can I rely on you to stop me?
Ничего не понял.
Let's go see Timaeus. Paimon has a favor to ask him. It'd be great if we could catch Sucrose and Albedo too, but they seem really busy lately, so let's not get our hopes up. Anyway, let's go see.
Do a bit of sunny work.
Так,
What sort of
теперь
work
мы
is
можем
that, you
перейти
ask?
будет к нему. Ну ладно.
Well, anything that makes you feel bright and sunny too.
Черт, я все больше и больше за Хутаву играю. А Имер забываю.
Leave it to me. Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving? Hey, Timaeus! Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving? Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving? Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving? Hey, Timaeus! Is that Albedo? Why is he leaving?
Hey, it's the Traveler and Paimon.
Hello, you two. It's been a long time.
Were you having a really serious discussion right now or something?
Just a regular catch-up. We meet here once in a while to go through any recent developments in our research project.
So we just missed him. Maybe we should have hollered to him. He didn't look in the best of moods just now, though. Was he upset about something? If so, he probably wouldn't have been in the mood to help out anyway.
Upset?
Yeah, he wasn't looking as
Upset.
What are you looking at me for?
I wonder if Timaeus' research topic is so boring that Albedo finally snapped.
Surely not. It's not.
Nah. Anyway, Paimon wanted to ask you...
A favor? Well, sure. How can I help?
Well, Paimon found a bunch of super-duper sweet Sincerias in the mountains the other day. But if Paimon eats them all, then they'll all be gone. So Paimon isn't ready to finish them all yet. Paimon was thinking maybe you could make a device that you put fruits in and it turns them into juice. That way, they'll be preserved for as long as Paimon needs.
Oh, yeah, I'm afraid that sort of thing is a little...
Huh? Seems pretty straightforward to Paimon. Can't you do it?
Paimon, I'm afraid you've entered into the realm of the weird and wonderful with...
Okay.
I'm sorry. It doesn't sound like it falls within my area of expertise. I could give it a try if you really want, but I'd probably just end up giving all your precious fruits arms and legs.
Whoa, your tone is so calm, but your words are so terrifying. You'd think I'd be used to this by now.
Well, as you know, my focus is on bioalchemy. Besides, keeping things fresh forever is just not possible. If you just wanted to modify certain properties of the fruit or their seeds, on the other hand, I'd easily be able to help with that. Alchemists usually focus in on their own research areas. Take us, for example. Timaeus, Albedo, and I all have very... Paimon, your idea is very imaginative, but it's beyond Timaeus' and my ability. I don't think even Albedo can make such an incredible device. After all, alchemy is not mechanics. There is a big difference between the two.
Huh? Well, excuse?
In fact, before Albedo showed up, everyone in Mondstadt thought alchemy was useless. Of course, we know better now. But even then, I have to admit, alchemy is only one of the many wondrous arts in the world. It's certainly not some kind of all-powerful magic that can simply take a substance and preserve it indefinitely. Sorry. That wasn't meant as a criticism against you personally. These are just Timaeus' and my subjective opinions on the matter. If you're really intent on pursuing this wondrous device, you could, but I wouldn't get your hopes up. If he has no idea how to make one either, you'll have to give up on the idea.
He doesn't seem to be in a good mood today, though.
He won't. Albedo is not that kind of person.
Hey, so where is Albedo heading to anyway? Dragonspine?
Unless he specifically says otherwise, Dragonspine is where he usually goes. He seems particularly fond of that place. And somehow...
Then let's go to Dragonspine to find him! Come on, there's no time...
А? Это шо, как это в смысле? Ладно.
Seriously? Albedo doesn't like my alchemy device? It can create tiny ice crystals. I thought I had a good design here. I was planning to take it further.
Timaeus, it's not completely useless, but perhaps it needs to be a little more original.
Oh, okay, I see. I'll give it some more thought.
Вы что, про ледогенератор, что ли? В принципе, у меня 15 минут. А, это оно и есть. Опять на ледяную гору. Эмбер? Прости, что забыл.
This looks lively. What's the occasion?
Hey, Traveler and Paimon. Fancy meeting you all the way out here.
Amber? Cyrus? Halid? What's everyone doing at
Oh, the Traveler is joining us too.
I agree. I feel much better with the Traveler joining us. Definitely.
Oh, right! Paimon remembers most of these people are from the Adventurers Guild.
The Adventurers Guild is holding winter training on Drag. As you know, our members have So, we made a plan for senior members to pair up with junior members. This way, now, every adventurer can progress together. I've been working on this grand plan for half a year now, and it's... Hey, you are an outstanding adventurer. Surely you must be willing to...
Is the Adventurers Guild short on it?
Well, that's the other reason is, when I was patrolling the perimeter of Dragonspine, I found a lost... I heard he lives here on the camp, so I escorted him back. I know. Joel's father went missing. I totally sympathize with how much Joel misses his family. Dragonspine is so bleak and deserted. It must...
Aw, Amber.
Anyway, I wanted to do something to cheer Joel up, so I said I'd build a snowman with him. It's something he enjoys doing. It also gives me a chance to stay here for a while and help Cyrus out. Aw, really? Let's go meet up with Joel then. Oh, I invited another friend of mine to join too. She should be here any second. Hey, Cyrus, we've got to take off.
No problem. Go ahead. I still have some final checks to make. So, I will call you before we depart.
Hey, Joel, we're here.
Hi, everyone. I'm so happy right now. It's nice to have some... Are you here to build a snowman too?
Ты позвала Эолу?
Build a snowman.
Да, если мы как Эола родилась в Тайрином роде Лоренс, что мы не погрузили машину и не утратили великолепие на прошлые грехи. До сих пор не отпускает потомков. Эола встречает недоверие мира с мечом в руке, постоянно доказывает свое благородство действиями. Если встретите этого храброго рыцаря, поприветствуйте ее без опаски, а она обязательно ответит элегантным жестом. Понял?
Oh, sorry. I forgot to do the introduction. This is Eula, the Spindrift Knight and captain of the Knights of Favonius Reconnaissance Company.
Amber, you're being far too formal. The child is never going to remember all that. Please, just call me Eula.
Okay, Auntie Eula. You can call me Joel.
Auntie... Eula?
Uh-oh. Oh, Eula's gonna add that to her long list of scores to settle.
Сестренка. Чего я ничего не понял? Мне кажется, там хотели переводчики опять получили пизды и хотели сказать тетя Элола. Тетя Элола? Да.
All right. If that's what you want to call me, go right ahead.
Потому что он назвал ее тетя, а сестренка. Капец.
Whoa! Eula just let something go for once?
Да я ее впервые
Amber,
вижу.
What's this I hear about a snowman? I came to assist because you told me the Adventurers Guild was short-handed.
Yeah, that's something else. But look, Joel's at the age where he should be having fun, and there's nothing to play with on Dragonspine. He used to build snowmen with his dad, and since his dad's not around, we're keeping him company instead. Besides, Eula, it's gotta be more fun than taking an ice bath all by yourself. Let's combine our forces and build ourselves a huge snowman.
Yep, come.
And Eula, are you too busy to join in?
Вот, он сказал Эдью, а она тоже... Она... Тетя должна была...
If so, it's okay. I understand.
No, nothing like that. My mind was on something else, that's all. Building a snowman with Joel, are we? Sounds wonderful. I'd be delighted to join you.
Then let's get started. First, we need to split up into teams to gather... Joel and I will be on one team. You and Eula can be on... Hey, Joel, see that huge tree over there? Wanna race me there? Yeah, let's do it!
Wow. It's hard to tell which of them is having more fun. Hey, what's up with you two? Why are you just staring at each other without saying anything?
В смысле, сегодня на себя не похоже. Я не проходил миссии Эолы. Я только закончил миссии Альбедо. Сказали бы, закончите еще и миссию Эолы. Я бы закончил, но я не знаю, кто такая Эола.
Well... Joel probably hasn't spent much of his life in the city. He doesn't know me. And he doesn't know what the Lawrence name means to the...
Right. That's why he calls you Auntie Eula.
True. In his eyes, I'm just another ordinary person from Mondstadt. It was a surprise, but not in a bad way at all. Indeed. That's the thing. I'm a little worried that I won't be up to the challenge. I have never built a snowman before. My upbringing was very strict, and after I grew up, of course, it's...
Oh no! I'm starting to feel sorry for Eula.
You sound confident. Enough small talk for now. I see we have a member of the Adventurers Guild joining us.
Greetings. We have a slight problem here. We've done a head count, and it turns out that how it happened was, we originally asked Fischl to be an instructor, but she was busy with something outside of Mondstadt during this period. So, we found another adventurer to fill in for her. Thank good...
Oh, hello. My name is Gerald. I'm a new adventurer.
In that case... Fine. But for that, you will pay.
Huh? Pay for what? Okay. I got it. I'm ready and willing to learn.
Good, good. Then everything is settled. If anybody else signs up later, I
Куда у него
may have to
линза
ask
тогда
for your
пропала?
help as well.
Вы видели, у него линза пропала.
Why did you give the spot to Eula? Oh, okay. You're so nice. To be honest, Eula really is the best candidate for an instructor. Most people would find it hard to cope on the... Oh, now Paimon gets it. This must be... we were supposed to find supplies, but now Eula's busy with other stuff, and, Paimon doesn't feel like going around collecting things.
Leave it to me. All of it. Whatever it is. What exactly is it? I didn't quite catch your request. Someone needs assistance.
Бля, не. Осталось 6 минут. И, в принципе, на этом будем с вами... Подождите, кое-что проверю. А, я понял. Я думаю, за 6 минут здесь ничего не сделаешь, так что... Нема у них третий сундук. Даже 5 у меня осталось. Тут куча разговоров. Так что просто к дереву вот так телепортируемся. И будем на этом заканчивать. С вами был я, Рока. Всем удачи и всем пока. Пока. Спасибо за просмотр, кто смотрел.